The ocean hides more secrets than space. Deep beneath the surface of the Atlantic Ocean, where sunlight cannot reach and pressure can crush steel, there exists a world untouched by humanity. Ancient ruins, forgotten civilizations, creatures older than recorded history. And in this darkness, a new hero was about to rise. His name was Walter Newell, but the world would soon know him as Stingray, a scientist with a dream. Walter Newell was not a soldier. He was not a superhero. He was a marine biologist, engineer, and explorer working for a secret oceanic research organization funded by Stark Industries after Tony Stark's death. Walter believed the ocean was Earth's last true frontier, while others chased space. He chased the deep. His obsession was simple. If aliens can exist in space, why not advance life under our oceans? His research focused on underwater energy currents, ancient sonar signals, and unknown electromagnetic pulses coming from deep trenches. One signal changed everything. The signal. One night, Walter detected a repeating pattern coming from the Mariana Trench. It wasn't random. It was structured, intelligent, like a message. Walter convinced the organization to fund a deep-sea mission using an experimental underwater suit designed by him. The suit could withstand extreme pressure, move faster than submarines, use electric propulsion, create energy shields. He called it the Stingray suit. First dive,
Zoom
Walter
in here.
descended alone.
The current flow patterns are
deeper he
shifting
went,
dramatically.
the darker the world
The
became.
thermal gradient is
Then he
destabilizing
saw
the
it.
entire
A
sector.
massive underwater city made of glowing blue stone. Alive, breathing, moving. Before he could react, powerful underwater warriors surrounded him. They carried ancient weapons. Their eyes glowed with ocean energy. They spoke one word: surface dweller. The Atlantean prince. From the shadows, a figure emerged. Tall, powerful, regal. This was Prince Kukoken, played by Ténoch Huerta, a future king of an ancient underwater civilization. He was not Namor. He was from a different Atlantean bloodline. More dangerous, more ruthless. You do not belong here, the prince said. Walter tried to explain, but it was too late. The ocean had already chosen sides. Captured, Walter was taken to the underwater city. He saw flying sea creatures, energy-powered coral towers, ancient machines, warrior armies. This civilization had existed long before humanity, and now they feared humanity would destroy the oceans. Prince Kukoken believed the surface world must fall. Walter believed peace was possible. Their ideologies clashed. The Stingray legend begins. During his imprisonment, Walter discovered ancient Atlantean technology that reacted with his Stingray suit. The suit evolved, merged, transformed. It gained bioelectric energy control, sonic wave attacks, light speed underwater movement, neural ocean sensing. Walter was no longer just human. He became something more. He became Stingray. Escape. With his upgraded suit, Walter escaped the underwater prison. But instead of running, he saved Atlantean civilians during a city collapse. The people saw him differently, not as an enemy, but as a protector. Prince Kukoken saw him as a threat, the promise of war. Before Walter escaped to the surface, the prince warned him, the ocean will rise, and when it does, your world will drown. Walter returned to the surface with one mission, to stop a war between ocean and land. But he knew he could not do it alone. The ocean never forgets, and it never forgives. Walter Newell returned to the surface, but the sea followed him in ways he could not yet see. A hero with no place. Back in his research facility, Walter removed the Stingray suit. His body trembled, not from fear, but from responsibility. He had seen the truth. The ocean was not empty. It was alive, and it was angry. Scientists bombarded him with questions. What did you find? Was it hostile? Can we weaponize it? Walter looked at them and realized something terrifying. Humanity would never stop, and because of that, the ocean would eventually fight back. The Atlantean decision. Deep below the waves, Prince Kukoken stood before the Atlantean Council. Holographic water screens showed images of oil spills, nuclear waste, dead coral reefs, and destroyed sea creatures. "The surface world is killing us," he said coldly. "They will not stop." Some elders argued for peace, but Kukulkan raised his hand. "We waited centuries. We hid. We suffered." His eyes glowed with ocean energy. "Now we rise." The council voted. War preparations began. First attack. Without warning, a massive tidal wave struck a military ocean base. Not natural, controlled. Atlantean warriors emerged from the water like living gods. Ships were crushed. Radar systems failed. The world panicked. News channels called it a natural disaster. But Walter knew the truth. This was not nature. This was a warning. Stingray returns. Walter put on the Stingray suit again. This time, not as a scientist, but as a guardian. He flew into the ocean storm, diving straight into chaos. He intercepted Atlantean warriors. Underwater, the battle was silent, but deadly. Energy spears clashed with sonic shields. Walter used his new abilities, learning in real time. He did not want to kill. He only wanted to stop the attack. But then, he saw Prince Kukulkan approaching. Stingray versus the prince. The water around them vibrated with power. "You chose the surface," the prince said. "I chose balance," Walter replied. They collided. Their fight shook the ocean floor. Kukulkan controlled water currents like weapons. Walter used electric pulses and sonic waves. Neither could overpower the other. Finally, the prince grabbed Walter and whispered, "This war has already begun." Then he vanished into the depths, a world on edge. On the surface, governments began preparing for unknown threats. Secret weapons, ocean drones, nuclear options. Walter watched helplessly. He realized something terrifying. If humans attacked first, the ocean would answer with extinction. A new ally. One night, Walter was approached by a shadowy figure, a Wakandan emissary. "Our king knows about the ocean threat," she said, "and he knows about you." Walter was shocked. Wakanda had been watching him. "They want to help," she continued, "but only if you can keep both worlds alive." Stingray's dilemma. Walter stood alone on a cliff, staring at the sea. If he sided with humanity, he betrayed the ocean. If he sided with the ocean, he doomed humanity. There was no right choice, only survival. The prince's secret. Meanwhile, Prince Kukulkan was not acting alone. In a hidden underwater chamber, he met with a mysterious figure from the shadows, a being not of the ocean, not of the surface, but from beyond. A voice whispered, "Let them destroy each other. We will rule what remains." Kukulkan hesitated, but he did not refuse. End of part 2. Fire coming next in part 3. Wakanda enters the story. Stingray learns the true origin of Atlanteans. Prince Kukulkan begins to lose control. A greater villain is revealed. The ocean war becomes inevitable. The ocean had chosen its path. And now, the surface world was about to learn its truth. Wakanda steps in. Walter Newell arrived in Wakanda under strict secrecy. Shuri herself examined the Stingray suit. "This technology," she said, "is not only human." Walter nodded. It evolved with Atlantean energy. Shuri activated a holographic projection of ancient ocean maps. These civilizations existed before Wakanda, she revealed. They were the first protectors of Earth. Walter was stunned. The Atlanteans were not invaders. They were guardians who had retreated after humanity became violent. The Forgotten War. Shuri showed Walter ancient recordings. Thousands of years ago, surface kingdoms tried to conquer the oceans. The Atlanteans fought back. Millions died. To protect Earth from destruction, the Atlanteans disappeared into the deepest trenches. They chose isolation. But humanity never learned. Stingray's real purpose. Shuri looked at Walter seriously. "Your suit wasn't an accident," she said. "It was destiny." The Atlantean technology reacted to Walter because he was chosen to be a bridge between worlds. Not a warrior, not a king, but a guardian of balance. Walter finally understood. He was not meant to win wars. He was meant to stop them. The prince's inner war, deep underwater. Prince Kukulkan began to doubt himself. He saw his people suffering. He saw fear in their eyes. But he also saw hope when they spoke Walter's name. Some called Stingray the surface protector. The prince hated that, yet he respected it. The shadow villain revealed. In a hidden abyss, the mysterious figure revealed itself. A cosmic sea entity known as Leviathan Prime, an ancient being that fed on planetary wars. You bring conflict, Leviathan whispered. I bring evolution. Kukulkan realized too late. He had been manipulated. Leviathan wanted ocean and surface to destroy each other. First betrayal. Kukulkan secretly warned Walter through an ocean beacon. The enemy is not me, he said. It is something older. Walter felt the ocean vibrate. The true war was beginning. Attack on Wakanda. Leviathan Prime sent monstrous deep-sea creatures toward Wakanda's coastal defenses. The ocean turned black. Stingray rushed into battle. Wakandan ships fired vibranium energy beams. For the first time, ocean and surface fought together. Stingray ascends. During the battle, Walter unlocked his final suit form. The Stingray suit transformed into a living energy armor. Blue and gold lightning surged across his body. He became something new. Not human, not Atlantean, but Earth's ocean guardian. A new alliance. After the battle, Kukulkan met Walter face to face. No weapons, no anger, only truth. We were wrong, Prince admitted. Walter replied softly. So were we. They shook hands. The war between ocean and surface ended, but a greater war was still coming. The warning. Leviathan Prime watched from the abyss. This planet will fall, it whispered. And when it does, I will rise. End of part 3. Fire coming next, part 4. Leviathan Prime attacks openly. Stingray versus Leviathan. Prince Kukulkan sacrifice. Ocean kingdoms unite. Final war begins. Part 4. The rise of Leviathan. The ocean had found peace. But peace was only an illusion. Because something far older than Atlanteans, far darker than human greed, had finally awakened. The abyss opened. Deep in the Mariana Trench, the water began to glow red. Pressure waves shattered ancient ruins. Leviathan Prime rose from the darkness. Its body was massive, formed of living abyss energy and ancient ocean stone. Its eyes burned like dying stars. This creature was not a king, not a god. It was a devourer of worlds. Leviathan had fed on planets where civilizations destroyed each other. Earth was next. Ocean kingdoms followed. Leviathan's presence alone destroyed entire underwater cities. Atlantean warriors were crushed like insects. Ancient sea beasts fled in terror. Prince Kukulkan watched his kingdom crumble. For the first time, the ocean was afraid. The call to Stingray. Walter felt the ocean scream, not in sound, but in pain. His Stingray suit reacted violently. He collapsed to his knees as visions flooded his mind. Cities burning, oceans evaporating, Earth splitting. Walter realized the truth. Leviathan was not here to rule. It was here to erase. Stingray versus Leviathan. First clash. Walter dived into the abyss. The darkness crushed him. Pressure tried to tear his suit apart. Then he saw it. Leviathan Prime. The creature moved like a living continent. Walter attacked with full power. Energy waves struck Leviathan's armor. Nothing happened. Leviathan turned its massive head slowly, and with one movement, it shattered Walter's energy shield. Walter was thrown across the ocean floor like dust. For the first time, Stingray was defeated. Prince Kukulkan's decision. Kukulkan found Walter unconscious. He carried him to the ancient ocean core temple. There is only one way, he said. The ocean crown, a forbidden artifact that could amplify Atlantean blood into god-level power. But the cost was death. The prince placed the crown on his head. Energy ripped through his body. He screamed, but he did not fall. He transformed. His eyes glowed pure blue. He became the Ocean King. The final preparation. Wakanda, Atlanteans, and human forces united. For the first time in history, surface and sea prepared for war together. Walter woke to see armies ready, ships above, warriors below, and Kukulkan standing as something more than a prince. "We fight together," Walter said. Kukulkan nodded. "Or we die together." The second battle. Leviathan rose again. This time, Earth itself shook. Sky darkened. Oceans boiled. Stingray and Ocean King attacked together. Vibranium weapons struck Leviathan's armor. Atlantean energy spears pierced its body. For the first time, Leviathan felt pain. It screamed, and the scream cracked the ocean floor. The sacrifice. Leviathan prepared its final attack, a planetary energy wave. Walter realized what had to be done. He overloaded his Stingray suit. "If I do this," he told Kukulkan, "I won't survive." Kukulkan grabbed him. "You will," he said. "I will not." The Ocean King flew straight into Leviathan's core, holding the creature from within. "Do it, Walter," he whispered. Walter screamed and activated the final surge. Explosion of the abyss. The ocean exploded with light. Leviathan Prime was torn apart. Its body dissolved into nothing, but so did Prince Kukulkan. Aftermath. The ocean was silent. The war was over. Walter floated on, holding only the ocean crown. The ocean had lost a king. Earth had lost a hero. Stingray's promise. Walter returned the crown to the ocean. "I will protect both worlds," he said. On his behalf, the Atlanteans vowed. Wakanda honored him. Humanity finally understood. The ocean was not an enemy. It was a living world. The ocean was quiet, not peaceful, not calm, just empty. Prince Kukulkan was gone. Leviathan Prime was destroyed. But the ocean felt a wound that could never fully heal. A hero returns. Walter Newell floated to the surface as dawn broke across the horizon. The sky was pink, the sea was silver, and the world was alive. Ships slowly returned. Wakandan aircraft hovered above. Atlantean warriors watched from below. For the first time in history, both worlds looked at one man. Stingray, not as a soldier, not as a weapon, but as a symbol. The funeral of a king. Deep in the ocean, the Atlanteans held a silent ceremony. Prince Kukulkan's armor was placed inside a crystal tomb. Glowing sea creatures surrounded it. Ancient songs echoed through the water. Walter stood among them. He placed the ocean crown beside the tomb. "You were meant to rule," he whispered, "but you chose to save." The ocean responded with life. The new order. The Atlantean Council chose a new path. No more isolation. No more hatred. They would protect Earth not from above, but from below. And Walter would be their bridge. The first surface guardian. The first human allowed to walk freely between both worlds. Stingray evolves. Back at his lab, Shuri helped Walter rebuild the Stingray suit. Now it could travel from ocean to space, heal marine ecosystems, detect cosmic threats, channel planetary energy. The suit was no longer a weapon. It was a guardian system. Walter was no longer just Stingray. He was Earth's ocean protector. A world changes. Nations signed ocean protection treaties. Military bases were removed from deep waters. New laws were created to protect marine life. Humanity had finally learned, not because of fear, but because of sacrifice. The final scene. Walter stood alone at night on a quiet shore. The ocean glowed softly. He spoke quietly. "I will protect you." The water responded with gentle waves. Not as a monster, not as a weapon, but as a friend. Post-credit scene. Deep in space. A small fragment of Leviathan Prime still lived, floating, healing.